You know, being a great manager today, it's a completely different game. The old rigid rulebook that everyone used to follow has basically been thrown out the window. So let's dive into the flexible, adaptive toolkit that modern managers are using to navigate this kind of chaotic world we're all in. Just look at the difference here. The old world of management was all about that top down command and control style. Hierarchy, standardization, treating people almost like cogs in a predictable machine. But the new toolkit, it's built for a world that's anything but predictable. It's all about being nimble, working together in flexible networks, and just constantly adapting to whatever gets thrown at you. And this quote just nails it, right? That old I'm the boss, do what I say style, it just doesn't fly anymore. Modern management is about stepping back, seeing that bigger picture, using technology in a smart way, and being totally ready to pivot, to change direction when the market inevitably goes wild. It's really less about being a boss and way more about being a guide. So you gotta ask, why? Why did this massive change happen? What made that old playbook, which worked for so long during the industrial age, suddenly become, well, obsolete? The answer, really, is that our world has been completely and totally transformed. First up, globalization. It basically tore down the borders and created one massive interconnected market. All of a sudden, your biggest competitor wasn't just the company down the street. It could be a startup on the other side of the planet. And then boom, the technological revolution hit. The internet, AI, automation, it fundamentally changed how work gets done. Information became instantaneous, and those slow, clunky, hierarchical companies, they became a huge liability. So this new global tech-driven world led to competition that was just fiercer than anything we'd ever seen before. But it wasn't just the market that changed, the people did too. The modern workforce, they value things like purpose and autonomy way more than just a steady paycheck. They don't want to be commanded and controlled. They want to be engaged, empowered, and feel like they're part of something. So you mix all these forces together, and what do you get? You get what the military started calling a VUCA environment. That stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And in a world like this, where the ground is constantly shifting under your feet, rigid five-year plans are pretty much useless. You need a system that's built for constant change. So, to even begin to deal with this new reality, management thinking had to go through a couple of massive foundational shifts. These two concepts are really the bedrock of the entire modern toolkit. They completely changed how we see organizations and how we approach solving problems inside them. The first big idea is the systems approach, and it's pretty profound. Instead of looking at a company as a bunch of separate boxes, marketing over here, finance over there, operations in its own silo, this approach sees it as a single living organism. Every part is interconnected. A decision in marketing is going to affect finance, which in turn is going to impact operations. You can't separate them. And this cycle here, this is basically its heartbeat. An organization takes in inputs, things like people, capital, data. Then it runs them through a transformation process. That's the actual work you do to add value. This creates outputs, your final product or service. And then, and this is the crucial part, you get feedback from the outside world on those outputs, which you then use to improve your next round of inputs. It's a continuous living loop. All right, the second huge shift is the contingency approach. And honestly, this is the idea that just completely blows up the old rulebook. It states very simply that there is no one best way to manage anything. The right answer is always contingent on the situation. It depends on the size of your company, the tech you're using, the market you're in, the people you have. It all depends. So what's the big takeaway when you put these two ideas together? It's simple, really. A modern manager's job has fundamentally changed. They can't just be administrators anymore, blindly following a rulebook. They have to be diagnosticians, people who can analyze a unique situation and then figure out the right course of action. Okay, so we get the why, we get the foundational thinking. Now for the fun part. Let's actually open up this modern toolkit and look at a few of the powerful tools and approaches that managers are using out in the real world today. One of the first tools you'll find is knowledge management. And it all starts with understanding that there are two totally different kinds of knowledge. You've got explicit knowledge. That's the easy stuff, the things you can write down in a manual or a script. But then you have tacit knowledge, and that's the tricky stuff. It's that nose for a story a reporter has, or that gut feeling a director gets. It's hard to explain, but it's incredibly valuable. A great organization has to figure out how to manage both. I'm sure you've heard this buzzword, agile. It actually came out of the software world, but now, man, it is everywhere. And that's because it's the perfect response to a VUCA world. Instead of working on one massive long-term project that might be irrelevant by the time it's done, you work in these short little cycles called sprints. You deliver value, you get feedback, and you adapt as you go. And if you want to know what makes Agile tick, it really boils down to these core principles. It's obsessively focused on the customer, constantly delivering value and getting feedback. It's designed to welcome change rather than resist it. And maybe most importantly, it's all about empowering teams, trusting the people who are actually doing the work to make the best decisions about how to do it. Okay, another really essential tool in the modern TIT is corporate social responsibility, or CSR. And this is basically the recognition that a company's only goal can't just be about maximizing profit anymore. Modern businesses are expected to hold themselves accountable to society on all these different levels. And this model, Carroll's pyramid, is a great way to visualize it. Think of it like building a house. The foundation, the thing it all rests on, is economic responsibility. You have to be profitable to survive, of course. Then you build on that with legal responsibility, obeying the law. On top of that, ethical responsibility, doing what's right and fair. And at the very top, you have philanthropic responsibility, actively being a good corporate citizen. It's a whole picture of a company's place in the world. Okay, but let's get real for a second. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. This new toolkit, as powerful as it is, isn't some kind of magic wand. These flexible, modern approaches come with their own unique set of challenges that managers are wrestling with every single day. I mean, take data. Being data-driven is great, right? But it can also lead to data overload, where you're just drowning in numbers but can't find any real insight. The tech we rely on can have algorithmic bias built right into the code. The constant pressure of Agile can lead to Agile fatigue and serious burnout. And if you build your business on a big third-party platform, well, you're on rented land, and they can change the rules on you at any time. So, after all that, where does this leave us? What's the bottom line for the future of management as we move deeper and deeper into this age of AI, automation, and just constant nonstop disruption? And here's the crucial point, the thing to really take away from all this. Modern management, it is not a science with fixed laws. It's an adaptive art. The best managers are continuous learners. They have situational awareness. They can look at a problem, diagnose it, and then pull the right combination of tools from their ever-growing toolkit. In this new world, flexibility isn't just a skill, it's the skill. And that, of course, leaves us with one final really big question to chew on. As technology and AI get better and better at handling the what's and the how, automating more and more tasks, what does it truly mean to be a manager of people? What is that core human role of a leader? That, right there, is the central challenge and the central opportunity for the next generation of managers.